and a main driver of improvements in the quality of life in our country. Having an effective government is critical for the promotion of good governance throughout our society. What I am basically saying is that government has the responsibility for creating and maintaining a good governance society and for ensuring that our governance system works for the benefit of the nation and for all. Our third pillar is enabling competitive business. In today's world, ladies and gentlemen, countries with skilled workers, with learning institutions, and competitive businesses operating in a knowledge-based economy would lead in economic development. And the expectation is that Trinidad and Tobago will be one of those places by the year 2020. The vision for Trinidad and Tobago is simple. The performance of the economy is quite strong and stable despite a global downturn. So our goal is to maintain macroeconomic stability. Ladies and gentlemen, no one would want to invest in any economy that is hostile, that is unstable. And our government is very stable. We are creating an enabling environment for our businesses. And so we will be able to attract investors and encourage competitive businesses to start and to grow. And when these competitive businesses grow, they will transform Trinidad and Tobago into a diversified economy. I turn to the fourth pillar of development, nurturing a caring society. Ladies and gentlemen, Vision 2020 states that our society must become a caring society. That is one which all our citizens, particularly the most vulnerable among us, will be cared for and treated with dignity and respect. It must be a society in which all the basic needs of the people are met, and each individual is given an opportunity to contribute to national development. In Trinidad and Tobago, our caring society will be one in which the family would be the cornerstone of our community, where we will be good neighbors, taking our personal and community responsibility seriously, encouraging mutual respect, and having zero tolerance for violence and crime. One of the goals, one of the objectives under nurturing a caring society is that citizens would have access to recreational facilities in their very own community. And I chose this particular pillar because my ministry, the Ministry of Community Development, Culture and Gender Affairs, champions two of the pillars of development. We champion nurturing a caring society and developing innovative people. And I am going to talk about our community center construction and refurbishment program. And this is one of the strategies being utilized by the government to nurture a caring society. It is at the community centers that community groups and individuals access those facilities for meetings, for events and activities that encourage community building. The meeting of the minds and the exchanging of ideas all take place in our community centers. And so what we are attempting to do is to forge community cohesiveness through our diverse programs and activities. The ministry has an offering of 65 programs to all our communities. But over and beyond all of this, our community centers can be used as emergency shelters in times of disaster. Ladies and gentlemen, permit me to share with you some statistics. To date, over the last year, the ministry has completed and commissioned 23 centers at a cost of $78 million. We have placed community centers in San Rafael, to Brooklyn, to Tortuga. The list goes on. And of the 23 centers that we have completed and commissioned, 11 are in opposition constituencies. And I am making that point because the underlying philosophy of Vision 2020 is that no one shall be left behind, regardless of race, color, creed, class, and political affiliation. The ministry's target is to have another 100 modernized centers completed and serving their respective communities and making their contribution to the enhanced quality of life to you, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. We come now to the fifth pillar, developing innovative people, which my ministry also champions, and one in which I hold very close to my heart, because it speaks to developing the skills and the minds of our citizens. From time immemorial, the most successful countries are those that have supported critical thinking and invested in the creativity of its people. Unlike some of the fastest growing economies like India and China, Trinidad and Tobago does not have a large human resource base. The population currently is 1.32 million. By the year 2010, it is expected to increase to 1.35 million, and by 2020 to 1.4 million. Given that our population will be fairly stable, it would be necessary to increase productivity to generate the levels of and quality of output that will be required to achieve growth and development targets. It is within this scenario that developing innovative people will be pivotal. But how can you, the ordinary man and woman, relate to this? And it's simple. Government will be focusing on lifelong learning to develop innovative people throughout the society. People must be empowered to absorb new knowledge and to adapt to new conditions. People at all levels will find that they need continuous learning. They need to acquire new skills. Lifelong learning will then become critical within this context. Our schools, our community centers, our churches, our sport complexes must all become centers of learning and training. Ladies and gentlemen, developing innovative people demands a shift in the mindset of our people, in our minds, in the mindset of the people. We must aspire to be among the best in the world. We must believe in ourselves as a people. We must nurture positive and strong values in our children and continuously motivate them to embrace a culture of excellence. And I would pause because this has special meaning for me. If you cast your eyes to the east, I was born and raised at 2A Mosley Place in Laventille. I was raised by my paternal grandparents. My grandmother was from Pedmortar, Grenada, and my grandfather from Union Island, St. Vincent. And I remember as a child, my grandmother was a washer for the Fafas in Cascade, and my grandfather was a dock worker on the port. And as a child, I would assist my grandmother with washing the clothes and helping